BVarsity.com.
Welcome back to BVarsity Live. Zach Ewing with you in the TBC Media Studios, downtown Bakersfield. And we've traded Liberty Volleyball for Liberty Football. You guys aren't as good looking. I'm sorry. I can't. I just got to say it right off the bat. But you're still pretty good athletes. And the football game tomorrow night, quarterfinals for football against Central. We have Quincy, Jountti, Braxton, Prince, and Coach Bryan Nixon in the studio. Thanks for being here. Let's talk some football. Let's talk Central. And let's talk playoffs now that they're finally here. Quincy, you guys had the week off last week. Were you able to watch Central Centennial play a little bit, or did you just sort of rest?
We were able to watch some of their film and stuff like that, and see the type of things that they do. And I mean, that's helped us. It gives us a week to prepare to what we have to do this week.
Braxton, you guys have been waiting for 2 weeks now, but really you've been waiting all season for this because I think you guys figured you'd be here in this position at the end of the year. How excited are you for tomorrow night?
Oh man, we're really excited. We've been working for this moment for a long time, and we know that we're focused, and we're just really excited to play this team again.
Coach, you surprised to see Central instead of Centennial, or did you have any idea what would happen in that first round game? Any expectation?
No, I know both of them were good football teams, and it was kind of a toss-up watching them. And Central's very athletic, and when you let them get open in space, they can hurt you, and that's kind of what happened.
They have a veteran quarterback as well, Nick Spohr. I know you guys have a veteran quarterback in Jordan Love. In some ways, similar teams. Obviously, you guys have been more consistent. We got to bring up the elephant in the room. You were supposed to play them back in week 2 or 3, September 11th, and that was the week of the fires up in the Fresno area, the bad air quality. Everybody up there had to cancel their Friday night games. Some people tried to play Saturday. They also had to cancel Saturday. Well, the Kern High School District and your administration said, hey, why don't you come down here to play? We'll even pay for the bus, give you half the gate. Kind of made them an offer you didn't think they could refuse, and Central refused it. And you lost the game. So I'm sorry, you didn't lose the game. You lost the chance to play the game. Quincy, how much does that stick in your memory and sort of this, now you do get a chance to play them, does that motivate you at all?
Yeah, it does. It's unfortunate, but, I mean, there's nothing you can really do about it now. The only thing that we do have in our control is what's going to happen tomorrow night. So that's what we have to focus on. We can't worry about what happened earlier in the season.
Braxton, is it hard to escape the feeling that they were ducking you guys?
No, I don't think it's that hard. I think we try to forget about it. I mean, for the seniors, we kind of look at it like it's been a game taken away from us, and that will probably motivate us. Mm-hmm. But I mean, we try to forget about it and just focus on now and try to get this win. So.
Poetic justice, I guess, Coach. You get a chance at him. I know you weren't very happy with the way things went down, but it was also one of those situations where what are you going to do? How did you react to that news and now a chance to play him again?
Well, when it came down, I was just more worried about the kids losing the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, football, you're guaranteed 10 games, and we had one taken away from us. And these guys work hard, and these seniors, that's their opportunity to play a game. And we didn't get to do that week, and I was kind of unfortunate because we are in the kid business. So This is, at the end of the day, that's gone. It's in the past, and we got to take care of our business this week. They're a good football team, and we finally get a chance to play them, and we have to come out firing on all cylinders.
And the other aspect of that is, had you been able to play Central and beat Central, you would have been the number 1 seed. I hate to bring it up, but that's the way the tiebreaker would have worked out with Clovis if you had won that game. Now, you had to win the game. But anyway, I guess it's poetic justice. You got in this half of the bracket with them, and you get to play them anyway. So here we go. As far as your season, and we've had you in here with a couple different players earlier in the year, it's been a roller coaster. I mean, you guys started out probably poorly than you ever could have imagined you'd play against Mission Viejo and Ridgeview, and then later against Cathedral Catholic. Turnovers, I know, have been a big issue, but then you get rolling in league play. What has the season been like for you, Quincy, to kind of go through those ups and downs?
It was definitely a surprise to come up to. It was a rude awakening, I think, what we faced at the beginning of the season. But I think after a certain point, we all realized as a team that if we take care of what we need to and do our job, then we can prevent that from happening. Because, I mean, the outcome, with us playing the way that we need to, we've been able to choose the outcome of the game, and we've been satisfied with that. So I think that's something that really helped us, is figuring out what we have to do and not get caught up in everything else that's going on around us.
I like the idea of choosing the outcome of the game. You just press a button and you win.
That's right.
Braxton, the poor start good for you guys in the long run, you think?
Yeah, I could say it has an advantages because it gave us a wake-up call. And I think from the beginning of the season, we were definitely looking for leaders. And I think when it came down to league, we definitely found those leaders. And as a team, we stepped up and we knew what we had to do. So.
And Coach, I know in so many of those losses, turnovers, especially the Cathedral Catholic game, but the first two as well, and poor snaps, which is an issue that hasn't popped up too many times since then.
Right.
But turnover, I mean, how much of a, as far as strategy, just change the way you hang on to the ball? Let's change this. I mean, you got to hang on to the ball to win the game.
Yeah, we had to take a little bit more attention to detail. We got away from that. We weren't very attentive to some of the little things. And we've talked about that a lot, as the little things matter. And when you do the little things right, the big things will come. And I think this is what's starting to happen, is we've started to do the little things right. And I think for football teams, it's always good that you have a little bit of adversity. You got to find out what you're made of. Our kids had a little bit of adversity, and they battled back. And we're at the position we are now because they were able to battle. So I think that did help us at the beginning.
Against Central Quincy, what do you guys need to do to win this game, to take control of it like maybe on paper people say you should?
I think it just comes to us coming out fast and executing. And we know what we need to do as a team, and as long as we take care of our job, then we should be able to get the outcome that we want.
How about you, Braxton? Same question.
I would say the same thing what Nixon says, the little details, and coming out from the beginning of the play and make sure our alignment is right, and so that we could set up and so we could dominate the play. So.
Coach, have you allowed yourself to look at your draw beyond Central? I know you don't talk to the kids about it necessarily,
Right.
but do you sort of look and say, maybe you grab film on a couple of teams, Bullard and Clovis West, as that would be the next opponent? Any of that, as far as maybe not even looking ahead, but just being prepared for that?
Yeah, you can't. I mean, you look at it, but you can't really prepare yourself for it, for the fact of if you don't take care of today, there is no tomorrow.
Sure.
And, that's what the playoffs are all about, is we have to take care about today. And we got a good bracket. I mean, there's some good football teams. Clovis West is playing well. Bullard's very solid. Two totally different dynamics in the two football teams. But Central also throws the ball really well, has a lot of athletes on the field, can stretch it, do a lot of things. So if we don't take care of that, we don't have to worry about the following week and the other guys.
Speaking of that bracket, the Bakersfield and Centennial both losing, Frontier losing. Any concern or reaction to the SWIL really kind of taking it on the chin last week? Does that portend anything for you guys? I know you dominated the league anyway, so maybe not.
No, I think we say it week in and week out. It's a faceless opponent. We have to take care of what we can take care of and control what we control. Quincy said it a couple times, DOJ, do our job. And that's the one thing that we've kind of bought into, is we're going to do our job and not worry about anybody else.
Speaking of doing the job, you guys came very close to doing it last year. You get all the way to the fourth quarter of that championship game. Now both of you have much bigger roles in this year's team. Quincy, what did you take away from that run? First of all, getting to the final couple of big wins and then coming up so close but short in the end. What do you take away from that to teach yourself this year?
I definitely think that I'm able to see we know it's a completely different team than we have last year, but we're able to see what we're capable of and that it is possible. And we know that if we can prevent the things that happened in that game last year, then we can come out with a different outcome than we did last year.
What are the things that you remember that maybe you didn't do or did wrong?
Just executing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something we have 100% in our control, is executing and doing our job. That's one thing that we've been able to do as a whole team this year, is figure out that if we all do our job individually, then our complete job as a whole will be successful.
I think the count's up to 4 now. Do our job. He's got it. He's
man.
got it. He's got it. Braxton, how about you? Thinking back to last year, you had the huge win over BHS in the semifinals where you guys look like world beaters. You come very close to doing the same thing against Edison. What did you learn from that?
I learned that we had to focus on being perfect, and I know that's kind of hard to do because it's hard to be perfect anyways, but it's being perfect, and because we don't have room for mistakes when it comes down to the Valley Championship, and that we have to make sure that we're on task and we do everything right.
Coach, I asked you during the break, and I meant to do this on the air. Your pregame speeches, both at Centennial and now at Liberty, have become somewhat legendary in my mind because Cody Kessler and Jared Norris have talked about how great they were, and some of these guys last year's team said, "Oh yeah, Nixon gets us fired up and stuff." But you said these are all totally off the cuff, maybe emotions that have built during the week that come out in the pregame.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it could be week to week, whatever comes about, how these guys are responding. But at the end of the day, it's really easy to fire up motivated kids. And so I think when they're, you're talking about a bunch of motivated guys that are
Right.
talking about, you could say, let's go. And they're like, yeah, that was great. I mean, when you're motivated to go perform, I don't think it's legendary. I think these kids are doing their job of preparation Monday through Thursday. That Friday, you could say whatever, and they're going to be ready to go.
Wait a minute, he's underselling himself, right? A little bit. I mean, is he? He's pretty good at this.
He's pretty good.
Well, give me one from last year, just a snippet that you remember that fired you up in particular.
It's so many. It's hard to shoot.
Honestly, pretty similar. It's really the excitement. It's really easy to get excited when the coaches are behind you, and they're just as excited as you are. I mean, you get a lot of coaches that say if they could suit up right now, they would do this and they would do that. But, I mean, when you're hearing these speeches and things like that, you're really thinking like, wow, if he really had some gear on right now, he would be out there doing it.
Is it like we need to get video in front of these things? Is it like calm and just like letting the excitement build, or is it like fire and brimstone all the way? I mean, what?
I don't know. It's like I feel like a lot of his speeches have almost like a story behind it.
Okay.
Yeah, they really. And the way he just does it, and then he tells it and gets all pumped up. So.
Well, hey, we wish you guys good luck. The quarterfinals this Friday night, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock against Central. If you win, Clovis Wester Bullard, the Valley Championship would be in 2 weeks. Who knows where that'll be, but you guys would love to get back, I'm sure. So Quincy, Jountti, Braxton, Prince, and Coach Bryan Nixon, we appreciate you guys joining us, and good luck against Central.
Thanks for having us, Zach.
Thanks again, guys. Liberty Football. We'll be right back after this with some more football and cross-country talk on BVarsity Live.